Good morning, black women. Saturday morning. Just finished walking the dogs. I had to go to the grocery store, but I am going to sit here for a minute, taking some air, breathe. Unfortunately, I don't have that much sun on the side. And just relax. I'm going to have a good Saturday. I'm still going to do a live. I have not just decided when I'm going to do it, but I will. And I came to just say something slightly inspirational for the beginning of the morning and then check out. So black women, there's a lot going on YouTube these days. A lot of realities are being shattered with the truth of people a lot of black women chose to believe in. And it's okay. And what it comes down to is this, right? A lot of you wanted to believe in Princella, right? And now it's being shown, like I said from the beginning, but I'm never going to be one of those people to go in, oh, I got the receipts, and I don't do that, right? Because the craziest thing about life is this, is that black women are always under scrutiny. They can't do anything like a normal human being, right? And this is not your fault as a black woman. This is society who has indoctrinated this shit into our existence in order to capitalize off of us in slavery. And the imprint, the legacy, the belief, the understanding, the meaning is all there to this day, that black women are not supposed to have value and be regarded as a woman like every other woman. Although we are the blueprint of women. We are the first women of the world. We're the mother to earth, right? We're Mother Earth itself. And people love to disrespect that because they've been taught to disrespect us. Now, your journey as a black woman, in my opinion, is to understand that it's okay to give grace to other black women and understand where I'm coming from, because no person who has a growing intellect and has the ability to always keep moving towards their greatest self, which is self-efficacy, always stands in one place in judgment of another person continuously. And believe me, when I'm saying this right now, do not take my words out of context. I am only saying this in regards to black women's treatment towards other black women. I am by no means talking about black males and any of the other people on the face of this planet. Understand that, right? So by me saying that, I want y'all to understand that although I don't care for Princella's message, and I told you she was a fraud from the beginning, I'm not going to sit here and go, oh, I told you so, or go through all of that. It's not necessary. But what I will tell you is, same thing like with Cynthia G. I didn't care for her message either, and I didn't care for her for the same reasons I don't care for Princella. But the thing is, my feeling of like or dislike for them doesn't make a fucking difference. Like, you got to understand as black women that all of us are out here. Hi, Louis. We're all out here doing what we got to do. Louis is the guy I got Naya from, an Hispanic man I got Naya from. He has a cane Corso. That goddamn dog is beautiful, but big as hell, and should not be in an urban area. It's too fucking powerful. So thus, I digress back to what I was saying. So when I'm saying these things about black women, I mean, I'm talking about that sisterhood again, right? So even though things are coming out, being exposed about Princella and her being like the cult leader, admirer, and whatever else the fuck she was doing, and the fact that she's trying to exploit black women currently for money, this is what black people do when they don't have a good sense of their blackness, who they are, and that in order for us to progress in this world and in this country as a people, we got to do what our foremothers did and our ancestors. We got to stick together and move forward as a group of women who are looking out for the benefit of our women and our women only, okay? And you have many women in the history of this country to prove what I'm saying to you actually works. You don't need to change the formula. All you got to do is follow it. You got Shirley Chisholm as one of my favorites. You have modern day sheroes like Stacey Abrams. You have a lot of people, okay? You could dig in the bag of wonderful historical black women that left legacies for us and pick them out. Take what you like from them, put them back in the bag, grab another, take all that influence and move forward in life. Reach one, teach one, and pay it forward for another one, right? Listen. Understand that as a black woman in America, whether it be a black woman trying to take advantage of you like the cheesecake lady or the clam lady, everybody's out here trying to go viral because this country tries to make black women a permanent underclass, right? We're not paid the same as any other group, even though we have the same education, sometimes more, and we definitely are more talented, more intelligent than the majority of our co-workers, supervisors, and etc. So in knowing that, piggybacking off of RW's hashtag expose real point, is that you will never have equality to whites in America because they like to control shit. But if black people and other people of so-called color actually got together and decided that they no longer want them in power, you could take them out simply by voting against them, lobbying hard for your own groups and other groups like you to be empowered, and then continuously looking out for one another. You can do it. All of us could do it. But that would be a glorious day. I think literally some magical being or alien being would have to come down and orchestrate, because anti-blackness is taught so prevalently in this world that even black people like Cynthia G, Princella, Cheesecake Lady, Clam Lady, and the list goes on and on. Even Nyla and Taz for trying to dog out Princella by digging in the crates and finding shit on her only after another person had brought that up who was also part of that world. All right, so be it. This is what they do. They all try to exploit black women for money because they know that in their black world, which is where we live inside of this white world, in order for them to get instant money and to be maintained monetarily, they need to hoodwink, gaslight, bamboozle black women into giving them money. That's what all this shit is about. That Cheesecake Lady who stupidly did that skit and did not give a fuck about black women's reputation, how she's smearing just our basic humanity in our existence. She doesn't realize, because she's ignorant, that the very people that she's fucking over are the very ones she would look to boost her fucking career and to come patronize her at any goddamn opportunity she's given. And now I hope she understands, because she didn't understand that going in, because she was only looking at the dollars her and that black dude orchestrated all this shit to do to try to get rich, right? Which you know they didn't, right? She's not thinking that these very women that she tried to disrespect are the ones who are in the end gonna determine whether she makes a living or not. So this is why it's important for us to understand our economic power. We could build and destroy companies, individuals, all this shit just by withholding our dollars and spending our dollars. So if you don't like somebody, they did some disrespectful shit to black women, stop supporting them. Stop supporting them monetarily. Stop supporting them in a advocating way. Like, don't show up as a subscriber. Don't be behind this person. Don't advocate for this person. And they will go away. And the best part of that is, when you read Powernomics by Dr. Claude Anderson, you learn how to do that, because it explains to you that all these people that are towering over us and punching down on us, they only have power because we collectively have not decided to say, well, you could do that to other people, but you're not doing that to us. So if you think you're going to get a dime from us black women collectively, to keep you advocating for things against us or making us look like we ain't shit and we deserve to be beat, mistreated, and not given a voice in our own lives. You could go on that YouTube channel or you could go in that movie, whatever it is you do, and you're going to be talking to yourself, because the black women audience is not going to show up for you. And that's your power and how you yield it in a nutshell. And it has to become an unspoken rule. Like, anybody who's out here down talking us, trying to play with our real lives, because y'all got to understand that these motherfuckers are playing with our real lives. When that woman did that black man organized that shit, that Manosphere dude that looked like a fucking, remember them monkeys that used to have the hat on and they would play the drum and dance around them little toys and shit, and how they really used to do that in Italy? He looked like one of those. I forget what you call it. It's like circura. It's the Italian word for circus monkey, right? So, but anyway, that's what he looked like. And that's what he was doing. Being a fucking clown, performing a circus act. Because he is a black male that doesn't have anything in society by choice. Now, if they wanted to get out here and work hard and grind like black women and stop trying to be, in their mind, equivalent to white males, thinking that they're going to have some type of hierarchy over black women and be able to oversee us the way that white people used to do us on the plantation, they're highly wrong and misguided, and they're just all fucked up, because nobody's dealing with that. No grown woman with a real agency over herself and a working mind is going to let anybody dominate them and oversee them as if that other person is superior to you. And that is the shit those idiots don't understand, because they don't have any emotional intelligence. Your job or your purpose in this world as a black male is not to try to crush and control black women and children, because we are human beings, and you don't get to control us just because you want to. What kind of crazy shit is that? And that goes back to things like how many other people have did things in society when they just wanted to, run around causing complete ruckus and mass hysteria in the world, where they put people into slavery, put them into concentration camps, did all types of horrible things to them. This is what happens when people want to have control over others. You understand how dangerous that is? And in talking about that, this is what these dudes are doing in regards to black women. They're trying to make black women dehumanized, and they're trying to get people in this world desensitized towards black women's humanity, so that people feel about us today the way they did in slavery, where they feel like they could do whatever they want to us because we are nothing. And it starts by calling people names the way they do us, trying to make other people feel like they could hurt us and do whatever they want. And then the third level is making people believe that we do not warrant the basics of life like everyone else. Thus the Cheesecake Factory skit, because we're women. We're beautiful women. We're women that love, live, and have the right to do everything else another woman does. But because black women now are becoming very self-centered, and they do not want to be the mothers of grown men and actually provide for them monetarily and in every other way, right? They feel like it's their duty now to try to kill all of our opportunities with other men in the world who find us attractive, understand our value and worth, and want to live or marry and just be with us in life and live a good life. Regardless of all that, black women, you have the last say, because no one can stop you from becoming the best of whatever or whoever you're supposed to be, right? So when you're out in this world, which is why I always stress education, and I stress understanding that you are black, uniquely, ethnocentrically black, and there's nothing wrong with that. There's everything beautiful, special, and different in that, right? That you have to understand that in this American world where you live, and even in other parts of the world, right? Do not compare yourself to whites the way I've seen black women do, especially on places like DZ's channel. Don't compare yourself to whites. You were never in a category with them. Not saying that you're inferior to them, because you most definitely are not. Being genetically superior to them, how could you ever be inferior to somebody who's not even as strong as you in their actual makeup? You're never. Now, you got no control over how the rest of the world decides to label you, categorize you, and treat you to certain extents. But never compare yourself to them. Understand you're in your own category, your own class. And if those people want to deal with you and understand your value and your beauty, that's their privilege, okay? And what you're supposed to do in life is always be concerned about you. This is why I'm always saying education and center yourself with the sisterhood, because when you are a beautiful person, you're productive and you're doing things, it does not matter if you're rocking your individual style of who you want to be, from your hairstyle to your toenails, right? When you're positive, you're accomplishing things, you're being an asset to society, and you're constantly out here doing what you know is the right thing to do. I call it fighting a good fight. Not one person of any culture anywhere in this world is going to look down on that. And it doesn't matter how many people like Stephen A. Smith, what's the fat dude's name? Roland Martin, all these black ignorant have nothing dudes on YouTube trying to talk you down and trying to create unreal realities, trying to affect your real life and how people in real life deal with you or want to entertain themselves with you in life. Like, I don't mean entertain like you're a joke, but like entertain in the sense of have engagement, right? So don't ever let any of that stuff hold you down, tear you down, or make you feel bad, because it should not. You should never look through the lens of somebody you're not. You look through your own lens. You put all of life into proper perspective, right? And then what you do is you navigate through this life to make sure you have everything they say you're supposed to have in life, and then go shoot for all the things you want out of life. And that's the way it works. And you will never stumble. You'll never be wrong, because when you live an ordinary life in the terms of having what you're supposed to have, all the stuff that comes extra is just that, extra. And it is completely obtainable. Now, when you're out here and I'm not being funny, I'm being serious right now. When you're out here and you're thinking that the way you physically look is enough to just attract a real man with education, means to take care of himself, actually doing something in this world where he has a real purpose, and he's not some ignorant rapper or dumb athlete or ignorant entertainer. He is a person that is a CEO of a company, or he's a banker, he's a real estate agent, he's one of the many real professional occupations in life. He's not looking for the most times an airhead, a beautiful Barbie doll, or a dummy to partner him in life, for the most part. Now, you got exceptions to every rule, don't get that wrong, right? But for the most part, these guys are looking for women that are established in their own right to couple with them. And it doesn't mean you got to be the best of the best. It means in whatever field you're in, you need to be in it, always doing well and looking to go further, doing better than what you're doing. And there, and I've said this so many times before, is where you find, if you're looking for partners and all this other type of stuff, that is where you find men of all other races who will be attracted to you based off of your humanity, your intellect, and compassion and character, all that stuff, and not just looking at the size of your titties or the circumference of your ass, okay? So that's very important to know, and that's what we need to start living and doing by, because believe me, black women that I come in contact with in my line of work, which I work with a department that's under the mayor of my city, those women are in representation. They're in the city council, they're in the New York Assembly, they're in the Congress, they're in all these different type of things. And then I also deal with the regular everyday people, just like those people are regular everyday people, that have contracts with the city I live in. These are business owners, these are wannabe entrepreneurs, these are people that work in social work, medicine, etc., etc. These people are about doing something in life. They're not just out here worrying about how beautiful they look and how great their bodies are and comparing it to other people. They're actually making their money and making something happen in life where they are actually assisting other people, making this fucking world go around. And what I've learned from those women, and in watching them and talking to them and being around them, they don't have all of those low self-esteem hang-ups like the women that are buying into all this bullshit on YouTube, because they know that they already have what everybody's trying to aspire to get. They have a job, they have an education, they have a career, and they have ample amount of guys in that area to choose from who are not men that are emotionally unintelligent, have all types of personal issues, or who are intimidated by women, but who actually love women and are always fighting for a lot of the causes for women. So if y'all get what I'm saying, black women, like, please let a lot of these people go online that y'all listen to that you swear are like really looking out for your best interest, but don't really have a clue at doing what they need to do in life for themselves. How, let alone are they going to help you? You have to answer that question. And you got to, in the light of all the stuff that comes out about all these people that you think are the greatest, you got to think about that. You just got to be a regular person doing what they're supposed to do in life and striving for more. You ain't got to be perfect. And you don't have to be an IG model or none of that shit. You just got to love and have a high self-esteem about you. Go get your money. Be self-sustaining. And let all the rest of that fake, pretentious shit go, because they're all full of shit. And in time, I had said this so many times before, it all comes out. And you got to let go of the coaches on here. I'm so sorry. Tanya got to go. Her, Shira, they all got to go. Nobody could coach you about what is best in your life. You got to get up and do the work in that area. Only thing people can do is provide you information. You got to provide the elbow grease, the application, and the retention of the information. That shit is all on you. So, please, I really want to see black women living better lives. I want them to stop believing that their only relationship or purpose in life is to be tethered to some dysfunctional fucking black male, and to be walking around like that girl at my job who's like 20 something talking about the only man she would ever see herself with is a black man, and she doesn't have anything. She has a job, yes, but she still needs her mom to help her because she doesn't know what she's doing in life. So you don't need that shit. You need to be better. You know? You got to be better than that. And women out here with all that gift the gab bullshit where they just trying to make it seem like they're different or better than the rest, and it's not that at all. They just playing games with you to exploit you for a check, because the actuality is they're not good enough to be out here with the rest of us grinding and making that money, so they don't need to be on YouTube with 1 million followers and shit like that, so that's the only way they can pay their bills. Y'all gotta wake up to that and understand it. And by saying that, by no means am I being like some of the ignorant bitches that have come into my chat and said stupid shit like I'm having a tantrum or I'm jealous of another person and they chat. That shit is so annoying when y'all do that. You really don't know. Because it's like, I can leave tomorrow and not give a fuck. I'm really that secure within myself and in life and in everything. Like, I don't need to do this. I don't get paid. The only thing I don't like is walking around black women that don't have when they can have. And I know why they don't have. They don't have because they don't have the education to know how to go get. And in education, I don't just mean scholastically smart. I mean knowing how this country works, knowing how the government works, knowing where to go get the money that's out there amply waiting for you to bring your ass and show up. That's what I'm talking about. And none of these women on here, not Shara, not Tanya with her bullshit. Yo, she's the biggest fucking alchemist on YouTube ever. She's so full of shit. But she keeps y'all entertained, so y'all stay over there listening to dumb shit that's going to get you absolutely nowhere. Now, by me saying that, what I want you to understand is, use them as entertainment. Never use them as a real source of reference or information, because you'll be wasting your time. When you don't got shit to do, watch her, but be out there continuously on your grind. If you only got a GED, please be working towards that college degree. If you only make $40,000 or $30,000 a year, please be working towards 50, 60, or 70. And then, let me tell you something. I don't care how much you got, how much you make, it's never enough. Even me, I make a decent amount of money, but if you don't think that I ain't currently right now looking for another part-time job, just to make sure I have extra money on top of money for anything I want to do, you're crazy. Because I'm that type of person. I've always been taught that from the black women I come from. You're always supposed to have more than you need to make sure you could cover whatever it is you're supposed to have. That is how I have always been taught. It's a lot, y'all. It's a lot to always have to deal with as black women, but you know what? That's how it is, because this country makes it that way for us. It really does. It goes out of its way to do that. What they want to do is to keep you in poverty, keep you thinking with a mindset in poverty, which is why places like The View and Stephen A. Smith and Roland Martin only talk about things that are negative towards black women. They wouldn't dare talk about anything positive concerning black women or real social conditions that affect us, because then they would be breathing into you life. They would be breathing into life into you to value yourself and to have the rest of society value you the way that they should. And if they did that, then they wouldn't be able to take advantage of you the way that they do now, which is why they don't do that. So you got to understand all that type of stuff, and then you got to move away from everything. You know that old saying they used to have on here that is definitely true? Move away from everything that is not good for you. I can't remember the exact saying or how they used to say it. Something like things that aren't beneficial to you or whatever it is, but that's real. In every case, if it's a show that's not good, it doesn't present us in a good light, whoever's writing it, creating it, stay away from all of them. Just say, no, I'm not fucking with it. If you got to write a letter to complain about it, do that. If you got to write tweets, comments, whatever, call on the phone, complain, do that. Because if you black women do not speak up and let your voice be heard, you will never be acknowledged. And that's the point of everything I'm saying. So even in everything that comes out, and it will happen in life, because that is how life goes, right? You have to just keep going, and you got to understand that even your heroes, they fall down too. And when they do, you got to be strong enough to know that you didn't fucking need them in the first place, okay? So let's go, black women. It's 2023. In a couple of months, when 2024 comes out, America is going to try to bury us, specifically because they know we the only threat in the black community, right? They're going to try to bury us under high tech. So I want all of y'all to get out there, get on Google certificates, go on and find everything high-tech that interests you and learn it. I want you to go to all those Ivy League colleges websites, find every course that you can afford or that is free. Take that shit, put it on your resume, and get out into this world and get the fucking money you deserve. Get the life that you want and stop fucking around with these poverty-minded black folks. All right, I'll see y'all later. Mull over that and be ready with all your comments and questions and thoughts when we have that live. See you later.